There was a horrific terrorist attack in Russia this past Friday. The terrorist gunman killed over 100 people, and over 100 more are also said to be injured. At the time of recording this video, there is still a ton that we don't know, but we can talk about the information that we do have. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for this attack. Now, that alone doesn't prove that they did it, as they have falsely claimed responsibility for attacks before. I am seeing a ton of unfounded conspiracy theories about this attack in Moscow. One claim I've seen is that the Islamic State wouldn't have a motive to carry this out. As one analyst points out, that is patently absurd. Russia has a long history of involvement in this conflict. There was the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, Russian actions in Chechnya, Moscow's relationship with the Syrian and Iranian governments. Russia has gone against ISIS fighters in Syria on behalf of the Assad government, and the Wagner Group has fought ISIS militias in parts of Africa. There's also the fact that the FSB, which is Russia's security agency, claims they foiled an attack on a Moscow synagogue against the Islamic State earlier in March. I've seen some people try to claim that the US was involved in this, and their evidence is that a couple weeks ago the US warned of the possibility of imminent extremist attacks in Moscow. In my opinion, that's evidence to the contrary, because that's a weird thing to warn about if you're the one planning the attack. There have also been the expected theories that Ukraine was involved in this. Now, I'm definitely not ruling that possibility out. Putin has claimed that the gunmen were attempting to flee to the Ukrainian border. Now, at this time, he has provided no evidence of that, and the Ukrainian government is denying any involvement whatsoever. Now, some people have pointed to past terrorist attacks against Russia where there is strong evidence of Ukrainian involvement, such as the attack on the Nord Stream pipeline, or the attack that killed Daria Dugina, among other examples. Now, while those are something as evidence of past behavior, I think any reasonable person would recognize those are substantively different than massacring innocent people at a concert hall. So while I am open to evidence of Ukrainian involvement, up to this point, I've seen nothing to convince me of that. I lean towards that it was the Islamic State or some group affiliated with them, but we just don't have enough information yet. We do know that this was a despicable attack, and hopefully whoever is responsible is brought to justice.